You're the reason why I am my way. You're the reason why I rip my shirts, why I eat at the buffet. Butter, you got your very own kind of nice. We all live inside a butter world. Oh, butter, butter. Gonna eat it by the stick tonight. Gonna eat out this world. Oh, butter. I'm about to take a bite, 'cause I want that salty cream. What I dream about all night. Butter dreaming. I'm about to take a bite, 'cause I want that salty cream. What I dream about all.
Welcome everyone to a Monday Night Live with Butterfueled.
What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday, and it's live, and it's nighttime.
Yeah, Monday evening, Monday nighttime.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's around 6:30 p.m. over here in beautiful Massachusetts.
Oh wow, 6:30.
Yeah, 6:46. I hope everyone is having a fantastic start to their week, enjoying lots of nutrient density and animal fats, building a strong body so you can have a strong mind and spirit. If you believe you are a spiritual being. If you don't, then don't stop learning.
Don't stop, don't stop. Today is day 8 of our 84 week cut. So that means
84 weeks? Are you insane?
84 days.
No, Jay said it. We're cutting for the next 84 weeks. Got it,
Yeah,
guys? Our
good.
projection is to lose 2 pounds per week. So we want to be 40-pound beings at the end of 84 weeks because
Yeah, so so that would be 168 pounds that we'd be losing.
because I want the physique of David Sinclair, who told me I need to do those things to live a long time. Who doesn't want to look like David Sinclair? Okay, we're cutting it back to 84 days then.
From 84 weeks to 84 days. Thank God.
Yes.
We don't have to lose 160 pounds.
But yeah, it's day 8. So last Monday was day 1.
Yes, last Monday was day 1. No, yes.
Isn't it day 7? Is it day 8?
Day 7 was Sunday.
Oh, right. I don't know how to count.
Well, yeah, because it's inclusive, right?
Must be all the saturated fats clogging my brain.
I can feel the saturated fats way in my head. Anyway, anyhow, let's talk about Monday Night Live.
Yeah, let's get straight to it, guys. As always, we have a great show planned. Just coming off of our Instagram live Q&A. Seems like we had a vegan troll over there. I don't know if they were trolling or just feeding us arguments that we could respond to, but as always, we're more than happy to debunk and dismantle any perverse food agenda lies because, as you know, there is a organized collective effort to confuse everyone on what is food and what isn't. So it's kind of ridiculous that we are controversial because we are here to remind you that we are meant to eat animals and all the accompanying evidence for it. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Yes. Monday Night Live
Yeah.
30. Starting off with squat challenge in June or July, I mean.
Damn it, another typo.
Body weight squats. One single body weight squat equals 1 point. Do as many squats as you can and log them into our Discord.
Yeah, join our free Discord, weekly Zoom meetings, 8 p.m. Eastern, so you can just come hang out, ask us any questions. And then, of course, we have a great community going on over there.
Yes. Oh, so here's the leaderboard as of today.
So today, that's right.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely underperforming this month, but Paleo Lola it's killing it with 265 squats.
Yeah. Build a strong booty, build strong quads, get stronger every day. We have Candice in the house.
Shout out to Candice.
Candice.
Yep, the perverse food agenda. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, Candice or Candice.
Yeah, weekly check-ins on Wednesday. Zoom calls then. And oh yeah, last episode we talked about how energy deficits are ridiculous. Obviously, that is a clickbait title, really, because energy deficits are actually very effective at losing weight.
Yeah. Once you understand, you can use these concepts and work them in your favor towards your goals. And ultimately, the end goal for us is to be as jacked as possible with the least amount of effort possible, right? So, how can we build a physique where we're passively ripped and jacked, right?
Absolutely.
Currently, it takes a lot of work to be ripped and jacked, but maybe 10, 15 years down the line, we can just be those guys who are just perpetually ripped and jacked because we've
Yeah,
been working on it for a long, long time. The natty way, of course.
the natty weight.
Yeah, if you consider all the absurd amount of eggs we consume in a weekly basis, natural.
um,
But yeah, just go check next. Yeah, we basically break down all of these things and show you what the plan is for the next 12 weeks and how Jay is trying to lose like what 12 15 pounds. I'm trying to lose around 20. I'm a bit heavier, but I do want to hit my goal, and I know undoubtedly, certainly that we're going to hit it within the next 11 weeks. I have no doubt about that. Why? Because we have a plan, right?
oh
So
man.
check out the episode for it. What's up?
Yes. All right, debunking vegan lies. uh, we're gonna break down the video by Khafre, the god lowercase g.
Yeah,
Good.
that's what he calls himself. He actually capitalizes the G. I refused to type it that way
Uh,
for spiritual reasons
absolutely. So
because no one is God.
agreed.
No one has autonomy over me. But this is a silly little video that we were sent. Um,
Yes, I'm gonna switch the share real quick.
yeah, so never heard of this guy. He's got a small account on Instagram. Please, Khafre, or if anyone else watches this is not meant to be an attack on you. I just want to be very clear about that. There is a lot of information like in context out there, and I'm sure it's very likely that you have not been presented with this information, Mr. Khafre. So that's all we're gonna do here. We're gonna take your arguments one by one, which again, you're just
Interesting.
regurgitating, repeating arguments that you probably heard from another vegan. Um, we've certainly heard all of the arguments. And if you have any new arguments, I'd be more than interested to hear them. Please bring them so we can dismantle them. So we can do some dietary jujitsu.
All right. So
So,
let's hit play.
Candice, let us know if you can't hear the video. You gotta hit the.
The unmute.
Human's consumption of meat is that the human digestive system is not one of a carnivore. His or her teeth are designed for biting and mashing vegetables, not tearing flesh, which is why the average person who consumes meat must age it, tenderize it, and cook it. Another thing that most don't realize is that the human
Sounds tasty.
Yeah.
liver is proportionally smaller than that of a meat-eating animal and is not built to handle the filtering of animal poison. Also, the alimentary canal, which is short in carnivorous animals, that is used to speed poison through the body quickly, is quite long in humans, as it is in any vegetarian animal. Now, I'm not trying to tell you to become a vegetarian, although it is more healthy.
So it is healthier because your teeth are not designed to
To tear flesh
Tear-
from a live animal.
tear flesh.
Yeah. Tear flesh because that, I mean, again, no attack on him, but that's how far the thinking capacities of plant-based people go. I mean, they really think that we have to go proactively chase down animals and tear them apart with our teeth. Um, yeah, it's not like we have brains, and intelligence. We have the capacity to make tools. We play with fire. Yeah, we're going to dissect all of these arguments because he dropped a lot of information, which, to the unsuspecting viewer, I mean, I had, at least like more than one person reach out with this video and they're like, oh, like, is this true? I'm like, man, people really still be falling for these kind of lies. So that's why we chose this video. Again, no personal attack on this guy. Um,
Switch
but
to the PowerPoint.
yeah, but he's out of his mind. Yeah, we're just gonna go systematically addressing each one of the points that he made. Again, he makes them, but these are really the prevalent point arguments that people, vegans or vegetarians, will bring up all the time, right? And they rely on you being unsuspecting, uninformed, and uh, not willing to do your own research to really dismantle that. But you fall for it very easily. So, what are some of the claims he made? He talked about the digestive tract, comparing herbivores and carnivores, teeth, and cooking meat. He compares the human to the bear liver. Calls meat animal poison. He says it's healthier, and really that's those are the five main arguments we're going to be addressing from him very easily. Yeah. So we're gonna just hit the next. So we show the so we have here different digestive tracts. Um, that's a ruminant herbivore. We have a carnivore, which is a fox. We have a little rabbit, and then there's a fox again. We get fox two times because they're carnivores. But yeah, if you look, you can see some of the similarities, right? I mean, if we compare the digestive tracts between both, mainly there is a small intestine and a large intestine. You can see that the ruminant herbivore also has a rumen, right? Whereas the rabbit does not have a rumen. They only have the small intestine and the large intestine. And in between the small and large, you'll find the cecum, right? So similarities, we both have small and large intestines, right? So does the ruminant, the carnivore, and so do humans. But what are some of the differences? Well, we can start by looking at the rumen and the cecum, right? A ruminant, a herbivore like the ruminant, has a rumen and a cecum, whereas the rabbit has no rumen, but they do have a large cecum. Now, if you look at the digestive tract of the fox, they have a very small cecum, and so do humans. We have a very, very small, short, minor cecum. So those are some of the differences. And the other difference is that the small intestine really makes most of our digestive tract in humans. I should have included a picture of the human digestive tract, but it's in the video from Khafre. Most of our digestive tract is made up by the small intestine. And that's because we're meant to derive most of our nutrition from nutrients that are absorbed in the small intestine. Our large intestine, the colon, is actually very, very short in humans, and it's proportionally larger in herbivores, right? So anything that goes after the cecum, so if you look at the ruminant, at the deer, is that a deer or an elk? It's got, is it a reindeer? I don't know. It could be all of them. It's definitely not a moose. I know that. Anything after the cecum is the large intestine, and that is where fibrous plant material is fermented and converted to short chain fatty acids, which will then get absorbed by the animals, by the herbivores. So we're definitely not herbivores because we don't have a rumen and we have a very short cecum. And we can see that even rabbits have a big cecum, right? And we're not meant to derive nutrition from plant foods like herbivores are, because as we'll see in the next slide, we can look at what a cow digestive tract looks like. And they're really a 40 to 60 gallon fermentation vat, right? They're a 40 to 60 gallon fermentation tank, which means that they take in all this pasture, and then in the rumen they'll have lots of bacterial activity that ferment these fibrous foods into. They break down all the fibers into carbohydrates that then get converted to methane and CO2 and also fatty acids, which are what's fed into the animal, right? That is what they absorb, other than readily digestible sugars, which you're not really getting sugar from pasture, right? But yeah, I mean, we're not a rabbit, when we're not a ruminant. So we're not really meant to derive nutrition from plant foods exclusively. Again, we have a large proportion of our digestive tract is made up of the small intestine, and meat gets readily absorbed in your small intestine. So contrary to vegan talking points, meat doesn't rot in your colon because it never gets to your colon it gets fully absorbed because that's what your body wants. Fiber, on the other hand, completely just runs through you and makes it to the colon. That's why when it's fermenting, that's when you get bloating. That's why you get gas. Yeah, and then he brings up the point of teeth and cooking, and we can compare all the teeth, right? Still a weak argument, but what characterizes the carnivore is that they have fangs to tear the flesh apart. And you look at the omnivorous teeth. I think that's like a bear teeth. They also have fangs. Herbivores don't really have fangs at all, and humans we do. We have fangs, so our teeth do not strictly look like a carnivore. But then also, we're not like any of these other animals. Like we are like the, the top of the animal food chain, right? We are at the top of the animal kingdom. We have intelligence. Go to the next slide. We have tools, right? We make lots of things from them for cutting, for processing, for crushing, mashing, whatever, you name it. I mean, we don't have to tear down animals with our teeth. We don't have to bite directly into them. We can hunt them, we can collect them, we can organize them. We're the only animal in the animal kingdom to play with fire, playing with fire, build epic stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't really need lion teeth because we have brains and we have each other,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is the most important thing out of being human. We have each other.
The tribe, the community.
Yeah, exactly. We can set traps, we can hunt, we can organize, we can we can raise livestock. I mean, truly, we're amazing. No other animal has the capacity to do that, even though maybe some of them will feature some of these aspects in some other ways, because animals do have some form of intelligence, but they're not us. Okay, they're just not human. And clearly, this guy Khafre, yeah, you can hit next. He has never seen people eating raw meat because that's also something we do. So we don't necessarily have to dry age it or whatever, as he claims. I mean, we can't eat raw meat. Plenty of people eat raw meat all around the world.
Shout out to Raw Meat Experiments.
Yeah, shout out to Roy. He's eating a raw kidney, which is disgusting. I don't suggest anyone eats kidney. You don't need it.
Yeah, kidneys. It's a little tough to eat even cooked.
Yeah, can't dice is, although it's healthier. LOL lies. Yeah, reverse lies.
The Bible actually says people who only eat vegetables have weak faith. Oh, that's interesting.
She's based. She reads the Bible.
Based, definitely based. 100%. I mean, one of the stories that we like to talk about is Cain and Abel, right?
Very clear distinction. I don't know how it could be. The lesson could be made any clearer on the Bible.
Yeah. I think Cain was the vegetarian and Abel was the actually, like the meat. Well, he raised animals, right? One pleased God, one didn't. The vegetarian didn't.
Of course, naturally.
Plant food processing.
Yeah, and then he says, "Oh, you need to do also all the dry aging and whatever for like eating meat." I mean, that's just such a disingenuous argument because I mean, plant foods also need processing, right? I mean, go ahead, just keep on, go. You gotta work the land. You gotta defend the plants from insects and birds and whatever. Depending on the plant food you're growing, you gotta soak, sprout them, you gotta mill it. And you really shouldn't be eating raw vegetables, legumes, or grains, right? I mean, the one big caveat here being fruit, I guess. But even then, you gotta wait for fruit to be in its right condition. It's gotta be ripe enough for you to eat it. You shouldn't really be consuming raw vegetables, in my opinion. I mean, maybe fruit. I don't know what's a vegetable safe to consume raw. I mean, I don't know, celery, maybe. Maybe that's a big maybe, but yeah, you shouldn't really be eating raw broccoli or like raw leaves, legumes or grains because that's actually, I mean, it's gonna be hard on your system, on your digestive tract.
100%.
It's gonna sit and rot and give you gas. And then yeah, he talks about human versus bear liver. And then it's just completely disingenuous to compare across two different species of animals because I mean, bears hibernate, right? That's one difference, and we don't. Bears literally just they get fat when it's the season to get fat, and then when winter comes, they are specifically hardwired to hibernate. They go into like this low energy mode in a cave. Go hit the next one. Yeah, they do that. And even though I know like many people do like an equivalent of that, we're still not bears, and you're still not hibernating. You're just like wasting your life away watching Netflix, feeling sorry for yourself because you're not eating the right nutrition. And then another uh, difference worth highlighting. The guy he says, "Oh, the bear liver is um, bigger than ours." So and they eat meat, but we shouldn't. Like, I mean, well, one counter argument to that would be, well, what about the human brain? Right? We have one of the biggest brains in the animal kingdom. One of the biggest brain to body ratios. Just talking about the proportion of our brain to the rest of our body. The brain is the most energy intensive organ. It requires like 20% of all the energy you use. And your brain is made mostly from fatty tissue. I mean, brains enjoy using fat as fuel, and high fat diets consistently help individuals with brain health, from anything from epilepsy to depression, right? So, how are you going to make the argument that we have one of the biggest brains? It requires most of the energy that we use on our day to day, and it's made out of fat. And then if you knew that, do you really think it makes common sense to say that we shouldn't be eating animal fat, even though our digestive tract is also optimized to absorb fat, and there's specific nutrients in animal fat that we need that we can't get from plants? I mean, when you put all those together, like, the only logical conclusion is we're meant to eat meat and we need the animal fat, right? But if you make
Correct.
these disingenuous arguments, oh, we don't have the digestive tract of a carnivore, and we don't have the teeth of a carnivore, therefore we shouldn't eat any meat. Come on. Yeah,
Brain energy demand. It is well established that the brain uses more energy than any other human organ, accounting up to 20% of the body's total haul. Until now, most scientists believe that it used to be the bulk of that energy to fuel electrical impulses that the neurons employ to communicate with one another. Turns out, though, that is only part of the story.
yeah, yeah. And then this is an article from Scientific American. We don't have to watch it. It's That's really the only important part. But there's
Mm.
a source, right? If anyone wants to learn more, um, and then some evidence that suggests keto is good for brain health. We go here. Does a keto diet improve brain functions such as learning and memory? And yeah, there's a study that shows that from UC Davis.
Nice. Keto diet boosts size and strength of aging muscle, improves brain health. I mean, yeah, right. Just the fact that you can actually treat epilepsy, treat seizures, and other neurocognitive diseases using fat, that's like a big tell as to what you should be consuming to be healthy. You don't have to get sick and then can start consuming it, so you fix that.
Exactly. And then carnivore is good for mental health too. There's multiple stories. Actually, this one's worth exploring. Of people, click on the link. Let's open that. Um, just to showcase. There's plenty of people healing their mental health. Recovering their mental health on carnivore diet. Look at that. You have Tyler. He says depression. At Bait, what does he have? Depression. Mitch healed from obesity, IBS, fatigue, ADHD, prediabetes. David T overcame depression, obesity, pain from car accident. Rick overcame high blood pressure, poor metabolic health. Maybe there's some depression thrown in there too. Autism, that's a heavily controversial one, but look, the stories are out there, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you want to refuse to believe that it's possible to improve eating the carnivorous animal foods, eating carnivore friendly foods like animal foods, then I don't know what to tell you. You're just being intellectually lazy. I mean, the testimonies are out there. People healing their depression just by eating meat, and it's really no surprise to me because Once you're nourishing your body with the right nutrients, you're eating the animal fat, which has been highly absent from our nutrition in the past few decades. The body wants to heal, and it's not the natural state of humans to be depressed, anxious, being sick, high blood pressure, high insulin, obese, diabetes. Like, it's just not, and anyone who tells you it's genetic is just trying to gaslight you, really.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, that was just some of the points to address the what he brought up, what the Khafre brought up of the the differences in the bear liver, right? That's why we talked about the brain. But then he goes ahead and calls the meat animal poison, and there's really no counter argument for that other than, like, I challenge anyone to name one poison in animal foods. And then for whatever poison you mention, I can guarantee there is no evidence of it being present in meat, in red meat, even. That's just not, yeah, there's been some scares. People gonna talk about dioxins or whatever. Really, all you'll find is like one occasion, like it was found in like some European country once. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I challenge anyone, and anyone calling meat animal poison, well, I suggest you eat lots of red meat because it helps with your mental health. And if you're calling meat animal poison, you have a mental health issue.
Yeah. And actually, we covered a study back in the days of one of our first few episodes. We covered a study where actually the majority of pesticides, about a large percentage of the pesticides, actually come from plant compounds. So you're making pesticides, herbicides, all these poisons that kill other beings to protect your crops actually come from plant compounds. So yeah, I think you got your poisons wrong, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's why herbivores, they have a longer digestive tract. That's why the ruminants need the rumen, right? Because they animals detoxify the environment for us. They remove all those plant pesticides. They buffer those toxicities out of those plants and concentrate all the nutrition, all the nutrients, all the energy for us. Animal fat. It's so hard to get fat out of a plant, right? And yeah, avocado is like, one of your healthier fats, but bro, you can't get avocados everywhere, man. Like, it's like you're gonna get them from California or Mexico or like Latin America. Like, if you're in Norway eating avocados, if you're in New England eating avocados,
Yeah.
it's not from there. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Enjoy an avocado, please, but shouldn't rely on it. It's not realistic to make that your exclusive source of animal of dietary fats, right? But yeah, here's a couple of studies. Is vegetarian really more healthy? Maybe we can check these two out. Maybe just the first couple of sentences. Um, because how can you make the claim that vegetarian is more healthy? Meat-free diets linked with greater risk of breaking bones.
Yeah, people who don't eat meat are more at risk of breaking bones, especially of their hips, according to the largest study yet of this risk. The effect may stem from a lack of calcium and protein in the diet, as well as the fact that they tend to be thinner and also have less flesh to cushion the fall. Makes a lot of sense. It comes from the EPIC Oxford study. About 65,000 people from 1993 and onwards. So this is like those studies that they have they enroll a bunch of people, and then like every year or every 5 years they follow up with them, and then kind of see, oh, so how's your health now?
Exactly. And it's good to have the study, but it's really no surprise, like, the mechanism behind why this happens, right?
Yeah.
What are you highlighting there?
Vegans, but not vegetarians and pescatarians, also had a higher risk of breaking other bones.
Yeah, I know. It says vegans have broken hip at over twice the rate of meat eaters. Okay, so is it really healthier if you're more fragile? I don't think so.
It's like whoever's pushing this agenda wants you to be frail.
Yeah, exactly. And it's such a shame because a lot of people who fall for these lies, these nutrition lies, they are also like somewhat enlightened, like in other aspects. Like they understand the system is broken. They understand, there's something wrong with the way we live, but they fell for like the other rabbit hole. They fell for the other lies. So they're not quite there yet. Um, but hey, we're always going to be here to let you know.
Yeah.
So here's the second study: Meat and Mental Health, a systematic review of meat abstention and depression, anxiety, and related phenomena. Jay, you want to just read the conclusion, maybe?
Studies examining the relation between the consumption of, or avoidance of meat and psychological health vary substantially in methodologic rigor, validity of interpretation, and confidence in results. The majority of studies, and especially the higher quality studies, showed that those who avoided meat consumption had significantly higher rates or risk of depression, anxiety, and other self-harm behaviors. There was mixed evidence for temporal relations, but study designs and lack of rigor precluded inferences of causal relations. Our study does not support meat avoidance as a strategy to benefit psychological health. So
There you go.
don't do meat avoidance. Do the opposite of that.
Yeah, that's their conclusion. Well, meat avoidance is not
A
better.
strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's funny how they word it, right? They're trying to be as PC as possible about it. We can't be supportive of meat, but instead will be avoidance. Uh, don't do meat avoidance. Whatever.
yeah, yeah.
You get it.
And there you go. I mean, how can you say being vegetarian is healthier? You're just missing out on so much that is in animal foods. It makes your bones weaker, makes your muscles weaker, and it makes your mind weaker, makes you more likely to break bones, to suffer depression, anxiety, and related phenomena. And again, listen, it's good. It's nice that these studies are out there because they are evidence, but it's not nice that there's actually like human beings going through this, being that data, right? Being the making up those stories. I mean, these people, they've been lied to. They bought a product that is fake, and we much rather not see that. We'd much rather not have actual human beings suffering from mental health and breaking their bones, right?
An easily avoidable problem.
Yeah, extremely easy. I mean, these people could turn their lives around in within a year, certainly, and if not sooner, if not within a few months of just eating complete nutrient dense animal food, lots of meat, getting the animal protein. That way they can build more muscle, protect their bones. As we know, muscle is a great protective metabolic organ, and also feed your brain, right? Your brain needs fats, it needs nutrients, it needs cholesterol, right? So can we say vegetarian is really more healthy, like Khafre claims in his video? Well, you're missing out on all the unique nutrients in meat, like B12, carnosine, taurine, choline, zinc, heme iron, complete protein, healthy fats, bioavailable vitamins A, D, and K, and many, many more. Some studies have identified upwards of 50,000 to 70,000 unique metabolic nutrients, unique metabolites found in animal foods. So, we can pretend to understand what all of these nutrients do, or we can just accept them in their whole food matrix and not have to worry about it. I prefer the latter. I don't worry about it. So, concluding thoughts.
Humans are meant to eat meat. Eat meat. Women and children need meat, and men need meat too. Was that hard?
Yeah, nicely summarized at the end for you guys. And we wish all the best to Khafre.
Yeah. So I mean, basically complete nonsense
Exactly. Just
from
poppycock.
just from Khafre. Just repeating the talking points that he saw on a Netflix documentary. Wow, amazing, good stuff. Um, Critical analysis 0.
Yeah, yeah. And it actually, it requires like these are not simple concepts to understand, although they are simple, but like, he can get away with presenting that information in that like 1 minute of video, just dumping all that info. And when you string all those arguments together, it seems like a compelling basis for you to avoid meat, but you know, it's much harder to understand the context within which we exist. Like, yeah, we don't have carnivorous teeth, but we don't have herbivorous teeth either. So what does that mean? And what about our unique features, like having a big brain, having a larger part of our digestive tract be the small intestine, and having no cecum, basically no cecum, and a relatively short colon, the large intestine. When you put all of these things in context together, calling meat poison, man. I mean, as you said, all the poison is in the plants. All the pesticides are in the plants,
Yeah.
agrochemicals and natural pesticides. How can anyone fall for those lies?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, should we check out the comments? The last comments from
Oh,
Candice. Where are you watching us from, Candice? Thanks for tuning in tonight. I don't think we've seen you before.
perfectly said. LOL. And basically,
Yeah, I think you said some other things about veggies. I think we read those.
I don't eat a ton of vegetables, but good to know. And she doesn't consume a lot of raw veggies. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't really be consuming raw vegetables. I think cook them at least if you want to eat them. It'll be easier on your digestion. That's it. I mean, of course, we can eat raw broccoli, but I mean, it's not it's not really good. It's not tasty. It's not enjoyable. Throw it in a stir fry. Maybe that'll be better.
Yeah.
Centralia, Washington. Shout out Washington State.
Wow. Nice.
From the other coast.
Yeah, all the way from the other coast, man.
But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be tons of other vegan videos coming out like that, trying to convince people that they shouldn't eat meat. The only thing I like is cucumber. So I guess cucumber is like, I think some people would categorize that as a fruit because it has seeds inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a condition to things being a fruit.
It must have seeds.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the plant gives it off in order to reproduce itself, right? It's
Mm,
kind of like its own little children who go ahead and get eaten, excreted, and that's how the seed spreads.
yeah.
Peppers are fruits, tomatoes are fruits. Those all have seeds in them, and I think, yeah, I don't know. So I guess cucumber is a form of fruit,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
necessarily vegetable, although it is green. So common misunderstanding there. Um, it might get categorized as vegetable by some, but again, I'm looking at the seeds. Yeah, the wateriness is nice. I mean, nothing against cucumbers. Sometimes a nice like a fresh, like a Greek salad is nice. Um,
Cucumbers, they actually go well with burgers,
yeah.
right? So it's interesting that they taste good together.
Oh yeah, like pickles. You mean?
Oh,
Or?
yeah, yeah. Oh, man. Never mind.
Yeah, pickles are good. I guess that's a pickled way to eat a cucumber.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Too much plant talk.
Too much plant
This
talk.
is
I
a
forgot.
carnivore show.
I forgot all my plants.
Yeah, this is an animal-based show. Okay, eat meat, red meat, poultry, pork, eggs, duck eggs, raw dairy. Please consume your butter, consume your beef sweat, your tallow. We need to eat more fats. Have a butter day, everyone. I guess it's a good time to sign off. Unless you have anything else to say, Jay.
No, I'm really glad you put this together. Really brought up all those points against what this guy is saying over there on Instagram, which are so easily debunked.
Yeah, just remember, humans are smarter. That's what we do. We dominate.
We do, we do. A lot of America thinks meat needs to be paired, also, right? That's true. That's true. Like, oh, so what are your sides? Well, just a
Eggs,
steak.
butter, eggs and butter,
Yeah, yeah.
steak and eggs, perfect pairing. Um, it's a match made in heaven.
Same, same. It's really, yeah, just a steak by itself. It's perfect.
Yeah, soft yolks, the best dipping sauce. Eat some steak and eggs. God bless you too, Candace.
God bless.
God bless. Thank you very much, everyone. Make sure you like and please leave a comment down below in the video. Subscribe and share. It really helps to get this information across more eyes so that we can continue to fight the perverse food agenda. And then find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Threads. Join a free Discord, weekly Zoom meetings, 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. Come hang out, do the monthly challenges, check out our website, buy our merch. And if you need any help on your weight loss journey or your programming for your workouts, hit us up, check out our website to learn more information. And we'd be more than happy to help you.
Yes, sir. And with that said, thank you everyone for tuning in and wishing everyone a happy, healthy, and more nutrient dense era. Catch you all next time.
Peace.
Gonna eat it by the six tonight. Gonna eat it.